Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I'm Ronald Gordon with Texas in Color. Today we have Tina Holman on, and we were just talking off camera. I vote for her right now. If I was in that district or in that city, I vote for her right now. So, Tina, introduce yourself and tell everybody about you.
I am a city council in the city of Silsbee. A city council at large, place one. I am a business owner. I am a certified score mentor. I am a precinct chair in my county as well. I'm president of the NAACP here in a local chapter, and I also the Tri County Black Chambers of Commerce, a board member and vice president, regional vice president.
Okay. So, can you tell us a little bit about your background and what inspired you to enter public service?
Well, I had a passion. I always been passionate about serving my community. So whether it was through church or through my entrepreneurship, business wise, I always try to serve out, either do events or whatever I had to do. And I thought, well, and I'm also had by being a president of the NAACP community involvement. So I wanted to try to be more involved in my community. So I thought, well, I should run. That's a way I can give back and I can actually be involved in the community more. By actually, because as a as a city council, though, you don't you make law, you make things to improve the community, like infrastructure, parks and recreations and stuff like that. So I thought it's stuff that I would like to see in my city. I would like to see it grow. So I thought I should get involved so I can see that growth by being in action, been doing the steps to make it happen.
Okay, what experience, both professional and personal, have shaped your perspective as a leader?
Oh well, growing up watching my mom, she walked with Martin Luther King in Houston, Texas. So she always been active. She did petitions and stuff like that for in the community to get things started. So I've seen that kind of active, active, active action in my community about through my mom. She has shaped the way I my leadership skills as well because she has always been a leader in everything she has done. I'm as a business owner, I and a community leader. I try to learn and to be persistent on the things I do. Have empathy and collaborate with other people is crucial. I also, whether it's through work, through my business or initiatives, I try to always believe in lifting people up, finding solutions to problems that we might have in the city, and communication with action. So everything that I communicate with my constituents, I always try to put everything I say in action. So if I say I'm going to do something, I actually step out on faith and do it.
So, for those who don't know you well, how would you describe your leadership style and approach to problem solving?
I think I think I like to be uh, I'm a self starter, so I like to put when I say action, like action steps. I always put things down on paper, and then I try to take action. So I don't just go by just put something in my head and just go after it. I actually write it down, and I just say, as a leader, you have to have a plan. You can't just step out and just do anything and then see it not flourish or see it not come true. So I try to, my leadership is always in starting initiatives and collaborations. When I have an initiative to start, I always collaborate with others to get things done because you can't always do things alone. So that's how collaboration come in my leadership style. I'm a collaborator. I am a self starter. I am a I have all you know how people have they say you got all these ideas and you don't never finish them or never complete them. when I come up with an idea, I always put it in action. I tell people always put it down so you can achieve those goals.
Yeah, I like that because a lot of people, um, I'm gonna use this word, don't want to use it. A lot of people have concepts, and
Mm-hmm.
but they never,
Yes.
but they never put anything down on paper. Because if you have a concept, write it down
Yeah.
and make it something. I could talk all day about having a concept, but what I'm gonna do about it,
Yeah.
you know,
Got it. Yeah.
I see you on
And
that.
sometimes you have to step out on faith too, because you put that down on paper and you might not even believe that it can come true. But
Yeah.
it can if you actually put the steps, take the steps to do so.
Yep. So, what are some of the key accomplishments and contributions that you're most proud of from your career or time in public service?
I would say my community health fair. We just had recently this past month. We just had a community health fair where we can help community people that maybe not have insurance or maybe low income, because our poverty level here in Silsbee is at 62%, and that's really high. So to actually have initiatives to help the community, I really enjoy doing that health fair. And then I have also do a community fun day, something for the kids to actually do. I'm proud of that. And then I actually restarted the NAACP here, a local chapter here in Silsbee. So I'm proud of that as well, because uh, I'm all about the community. Anything I do, unity in the community. That's what I ran on when I was running for city council. Unity in the community. So everything I do, I'm trying to unify and bring everybody together.
What are the most pressing issues facing Silsbee, and how do you plan to address them during your term?
I would say infrastructure, our streets, our water system is needs some work. So I'm working on that, and actually something like job creation and something parks and recreations for our kids, something that we can do uh to give our kids something to do in a small town or rural town. There's not much to do, so I'm working on stuff to help bring something for the community to come together.
Okay. So, how do you ensure that the voices of all community members, especially the unrepresentative groups, are heard and considered in city policies?
I tried to go. I block walk. So even after I ran for office, I still walk and I still talk to the people, the community, and see what they need, what their needs are, what they would like to see, what problems they may have, and how I can address them. And if I ask someone a question and if it's in my power to address, I try to address it. Uh, if I can't do it, I always bring it before the city council and have them help me bring it to fruition.
Okay. Now, Silsbee, Texas, like many small rural communities, faces a variety of challenges related to infrastructure, education, access to resource. Some of the key issues are like broadband access, healthcare
Mm-hmm.
access, infrastructure like roads, water, utilities, education and school funding, economic development and jobs, job creation, transportation, public transportation, housing. What specific policy or incentives have you worked on to improve some of the challenges in Silsbee?
The streets, I have addressed the streets. We have a lot of uh, infrastructure that needs some repairs or some cleaning up. Cleanup. I did a cleanup day where we had people can bring their stuff from their yards, their house and stuff to the city dump. So I know that's not a good topic to talk about, but that's what we had a cleanup day. We also had the streets that need repairs. I have addressed those issues. Well, we can bring it before the city council and to the public works director so he can help address those issues, as far as the streets and the drainage with ditches and that kind of thing. And also, far as healthcare, we don't have a hospital here. So by bringing the health fair here, we have doctors, of course, but we don't have an actual hospital. We have so they can have some healthcare issues addressed.
Mm.
And then we don't have recreations here. So the fun day was also something to help, something for the kids to have something. We had a bounce house. We had, of course, food, and just had stuff for them to do. And I'm working on now trying to bring businesses here so that we can have more job creation, and actually have boost our the dollars.
Okay. Okay. So with you being in this rural area, how will the school voucher, if it passes, how would that impact your community?
That would be terrible for our community, because a lot, like I said, we are low income. Not everybody, but it's 62% of this community is low in the poverty level. So we already have free lunches at school. Everyone gets free lunch. So if they take away and do vouchers, our kids will suffer. That's something that we definitely don't want here in this small town, because it would devastate this town.
Mm. Yeah, I've been hearing that a lot about that with school vouchers and how it will hurt. I think one person said it will destroy our education here in our
Hmm.
town. So,
Yes, it
okay.
would, because even like Texas, a lot of Texas has not even don't even meet the threshold for as that test they give them.
Yeah.
And then they start this, if they do those vouchers, a lot of our kids will be left out. They they were already the level they're at now, and if they do vouchers, it would just our poor kids will be in trouble.
Mm.
We would have to add homeschool, not just school, but homeschool into Bob then, because somebody else gonna have to help teach them, because they're not gonna care about our kids.
That's sad. That's so sad. How do you engage with local businesses and communities and organizations to foster a stronger economy in Silsbee? Silsbee, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, we found, like I said, I'm trying to do the job growth. We didn't have started having property open up so business can come in, which is something that's rare here. That it's like nobody's put the property up for sale so we can bring businesses. Since it's really a small community, so I have reached out to uh different business, starting with the health fair. I keep going back to that because that's just recently, that just happened this weekend, where I reached out to the business to help them come. The doctors, the nurses come in, provide free screening for the community. So I go to them and talk to them about how we can. Now we're trying to do a walk with the doc. I
Mm.
don't know if you ever heard of that walk with the doc, where we can walk around the park, and then they can ask the doctors questions. So like if people that's not don't have insurance or anything, or low income or whatever, can come in and ask questions, and maybe even seek that business out as their doctor, because we have
Okay.
Obamacare, so they can get on Obamacare and actually go see a doctor, but there'll be somebody they can build a relationship with. So I'm trying to build also relationships with the business here, like going to them and talking to them and seeing what they need.
Mm.
What can I do to help them?
Okay. Well, as an African American woman in leadership, what unique challenges have you faced and how have you overcome them?
Well, I feel like, just like they don't like to hear a black woman make noise, like actually have a opinion about something, or even voice of their opinion. It feel like they want you to be quiet or don't say much, just sit back. But I'm not that person. I'm boastful. I speak up. So that's the thing. I have it seems like they don't want to listen to me, like when I have an idea. And when I come up with an idea, I thought that idea out. Like I said, I write it down. I see how I can achieve it, and before I bring it before anybody. So if I come to them with the idea, it's just not something I just come up out of my head with, and I just decided to bring it before the council. And so I feel like I'm the only woman on that city council. So it's like it's kind of hard sometimes to get things across unless you raise your voice.
And you know what happens when you raise your voice.
Yes, you're angry black woman.
Yeah, exactly.
So I
Exactly.
try. They can't say that I have done that, but I have to elevate my voice. I don't really holler. I just elevate so they can hear me, because if not, I'm drowned out. A bunch of men's talking, so I have to keep talking to get my voice heard.
Yes. So, what advice would you give other women of color who are interested in running for office or getting involved in politics?
I would tell them just do it, because your voice is needed. Your We're some smart women. We can get things done if they just given the opportunity. So I think you should step out on faith. If you have that in the heart to do so, study what you're trying to do. Redo your research so you'll know where you're going and what's expected out of you, and then step out on faith. Make sure you get you a campaign manager, get you a budget, and you don't have to be rich, because I'm not rich, so I actually did the campaign on it was a shoestring budget. So so you have to just step out on faith and then trust that it will come to pass.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on the current state of Texas politics, particularly regarding issues like education, healthcare, and voting rights?
I feel like they're trying to take our voting rights away. And I said it before, my mom marched with Martin Luther King, and I'm thinking to myself, all those things they fought for us to even exist. I say exist, but to even have a future, even to have a voice, and we feel like that's not necessarily for us to vote, because it's not about a color. I don't vote based on a color. I vote on the policies and what someone brings to the table. And when you have someone that's smart and has got the background that our the Democratic candidate Kamala Harris has, and you do your research, you should have no doubt about voting for her, because she's bringing a wealth of knowledge to the table. And I think that I think they did like Obama. When Obama won, and after he got out of office, it was like a backlash. They went crazy because we had our first black president in office, and now that we have our first biracial, black and Asian president candidate, vice president, but candidate for president, they going back crazy again.
Yeah.
And they trying to find all kind of ways to stop it. And then healthcare, they want to stop Obamacare, which, like I told you, in my community is we need it very badly. Not I'm not particularly on it, but it's other people that need it. And if they take that away, what are they gonna do? We're gonna have more sick people on our hands, and they're not gonna care, just like they did COVID. They didn't care.
Yeah. So,
Because who it was affecting to me.
right, right. So, what do you see as the role of local government in addressing racial justice, equality, particularly in a small town setting?
Like through the NAACP, I know that we trying to do community engagement. I'm trying to get more people involved so they can help address the racism or anything that's going on in the school system. I find that a lot of times our black boys are punished harsher in the school system here in our town than any other the girls or just really our black kids, not just really boys, but majority of them boys. They get a harsher punishment. So I wanted to be able to address that, because parents come to me all the time about their kids. But if we don't come together and come up with a plan, I always say we need a plan to actually make change. And if they want to see change, we have to come together,
Okay.
because racism is rapid right now.
Yes.
It's very bad, and we gotta stick together and stand for what's right.
Yes. Amen. Amen to that. Oh, what motivates you to pursue public office, and what has been your proudest achievement so far as a councilwoman?
Well, I first, like I said before, I did in 2020. I ran in 2020, and I lost by 1 point, and that was in District B. So that was, excuse me, that's been a while. So 2020 to 2024. So I decided in 2024 that somebody came in my inbox. It was a gentleman came in my inbox. He said, "When are you gonna run again?" And I said, "I don't think I'm gonna run again." He said, "Why not? You're gonna win this time." And I said, I thought about it. I said, I'm gonna give it another try. And I applied. I went that day. Today was the last day of the application to apply to be a candidate on the ballot. I went and applied that very day, and it's been. And I said I had to pray about it first, so to make sure that's something I wanted to do. And then when I did, and I did go apply, then I ran for a different district this time, but it's not a district; it's at large place one, which was the whole city. And the person that told me about running said, "Why you didn't run in the district I wanted you to run in?" I said, "Well, I want to do at large to give me more opportunity to reach the whole community, so that's why I did at large." And my biggest accomplishment, I would say, is actually doing the community events and actually getting some things done. We had someone had an issue and addressing some of the issues in the community with the streets, and then getting more. I say my biggest accomplishment is getting the streets cleaned up and getting this ditches dug so we won't be flooding, because we flood a lot when it rains hard. And if these ditches in this area is not dug, or we have it's flooded bad here in during Harvey, really bad. So we just need to and working on the infrastructure to make sure that it's better than the way I found it. That's what I think is going to be my what I feel like I'm doing now, and what I continue to do will be my biggest accomplishment.
One last question for you. How do you balance the demands of public service in your personal life, and what keeps you grounded?
I would say I meditate, I pray, and I always say I walk out on faith. So it helps me. I say that guides me on my journey as a city councilman, as on my personal life, uh, and of course family. My mom has been my biggest supporter, which now she has Alzheimer's, so she's not as active as she used to be, but she'll say, "That's good." That's what she'll say now. See, that's good. But anything I was ever involved in, she was there, right there with me. But at this time, that's not the case. But I'm doing it for her. Keep the activity. I can't get it out. Activity. I ain't gonna say that word. No, you know what I mean.
Okay,
I can't get the word out. That's sad. But
that's all right.
anyway, I just being active in the community. That is my biggest accomplishment to me for as, and it helps me ground me as well, because I feel like I'm helping others.
Okay, I
I
want to
feel
go.
like I'm doing something. I'm a servant leader. I feel like I'm a servant leader. I feel like I have to by doing something, by serving others, I'm doing something good in the community.
Okay, I want to touch base on a couple of things. The first one, we're gonna go back to the school vouchers. Um, but your community, the way it is, and you said school vouchers would pretty well just decimate your school district there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is football real hard nosed there, like in most Texas counties? And
Oh, yes, that sports is the number one thing here. Sports is the number one thing here. We when anything sport related, we're all in.
mm,
We're all in. They that's a what these kids like no other. We have a bunch of athletes come out of Silsbee that has done well. My cousin is Mark Henry, so he's a wrestler. You know, he used to be he's a wrestler. He doesn't wrestle now, but he's strongest man. So we done had a lot of people coming out of this area that my cousin Jared Harris is working is playing right now in college. So and it's a lot of our kids are doing so well. And they is it football, but basketball I think is our number one sports that everybody really gets involved in is basketball. But they
Mm.
go to the football games, but they're not as I feel like they're more pumped for basketball than they are for football. But I guess it's kind of depends on who kids playing or who is your kid playing.
Yeah.
And I don't have any kids in there, so it's usually my cousins or something like that that I'm actually supporting or cheering on.
So is it safe to say that school vouchers will really hurt the school district, mainly the sports, and look at teachers not getting the pay they're getting? If that school voucher go into effect, how much loss would it be for your community getting money for public schools?
It would be terrible because right now the funding, like for sports, they go around to different like community stores and ask them for like donations. Like when they're going out on a trip, like a field trip, they give them drinks, they give them uh, food and stuff like that on when they're leaving out on the trip. And then we have sponsorship from different people, but it's not always. Of course, the school funds a lot of the sporting events, but if they do the vouchers, I think that our sports will diminish if we go to vouchers. I don't know how many of our kids would actually get the opportunities they get right now to actually go off to college and actually be seen by scouts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If we go to vouchers, I think that would and our teachers pay will probably go down, and they wouldn't be nobody will really care about our teachers and our kids like they do now. They have some protection now. If they go to vouchers, that all that protection is gone. And most of our sport teams are mostly African American kids, and always they only lift it up during sports season. But if we take their vouchers away and there's no sports, then where are we?
Yeah. One other thing I want to get back on you on is your uniqueness on how you ran the first time around, and
Hmm.
you lost by one, and you said, "I'm not gonna go ahead and do a recount. That costs money. I'll just wait." And we were talking about that and how you went at large. And my question to you is that person that emailed you and told you to run again. Now you said step out on faith. When you ran the second time, was that stepping out on faith?
Yes, it was stepping out on face because I feel like at large, no one has ever won that place. A minority, a black woman, or a black person in our city, and I thought, well, the chance of me winning that was could be slim. But if I step out on faith and leave it to the man, I was gonna come out victorious, and that's what happened.
Mm, okay. Wow. Well, you know what? It's been a pleasure talking to you today, Tina Holman.
Mhm.
Wait. Let's go back now. You were elected in the office in May, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah,
you newly in there, and here it is
I'm
August
newly.
already, and you ruffling some feathers there, aren't you?
Yes, I'm not trying to ruffle feathers. I'm just saying I'm trying to make sure that things get done that I've seen that went lacking all these years that has not been addressed, and I want to address them now and know that I tell the community know that I am here for them. I'm working for them.
Okay. That is nice to know. You keep on doing what you're doing. And you know, got a lot of things for you. I see a lot of things coming your way. I'll talk to you later on down the
Okay.
line, and I see where you at.
Okay.
Maybe one day you be going for mayor there,
Yeah. Yeah.
huh?
Probably. Yeah. Yeah.
Something to think
That
about.
and that, I think I can make a big difference. Well, it depends on, because if the mayor does not have really a vote here, because they
Okay.
have you know different ways they do it, and the mayor doesn't have a vote here. I always tell people I'm going higher.
Oh, there you go. Hey, I like
I'm going.
that.
I want to go for state representative or senate one day. How about that?
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. All
Yeah.
right. All right, Tina, we appreciate you coming on, and
Okay.
you take care, and we'll talk to you later.
Okay. Okay. Bye bye.
All
Thank
right.
you so much for having me.
Okay. All right. Goodbye.
Bye.
Recording.
All right, everybody. That was Tina Holman, and that was a treat to have her on this morning. And it was just great to have um, a young black woman like that and just doing her thing. All right, coming up at 11 o'clock, we have Bruce Johnson coming on. So stay tuned to that at 11 o'clock. And we got a few more coming on today. So just hang in there. This is Ronald Gordon with Texas in Color. And we'll get back with you in about a half hour. Thank you.